Hello everybody, my name is Ronja Engarde, and welcome back to Pokemon Platinum. In the last part, we encountered a couple of different things. Mostly that we, that wasn't the last part, but it was the last recording session, okay? Oh, Jesus, where are my, where are my repels? Oh, this is a disaster. Yeah, we pretty much took care of the entire galactic headquarters. And in this episode, we're gonna start the long-ass climb of Mount Coronet. Which, you know, this is probably going to be the entire episode. Because, this place is huge. It is long and huge. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, the map has, like, what? If I counted all the rooms, that's a lot of rooms, considering that, you know, consider Silphco from Red and Blue. That was 11 floors, so that is 11 different rooms, which was a lot for, you know, Game Boy standards. And the rooms themselves weren't exactly huge, but then you have this freaking game where the rooms are like huge, and like, in general, well, yeah, that's really the thing. Not only are there more than 11 rooms, the rooms are huge. So there's a lot to oh yeah, plus the fact that, you know, it's not just the grunts of the region, but there are like wild Pokemon pretty much everywhere, so that's a problem. That's an issue. Oh god, I've been watching a lot of drag race clips lately, because I've become addicted to a new YouTube channel that reviews a drag race. So I've had a lot of drag race in me, so now I'm just constantly slipping into that voice. I'm sorry if that gets annoying. I'm gonna try my best not to, like, let that completely overpower everything. Oh. No, you know what? Let's not. I don't think we really need Grass Knot anymore. And I'm probably gonna regret that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Like, let's just put it like that. And actually, if you were a sneaky Sally and decided that, well, I could just come here before I, you know, everything goes down at the galactic headquarters, and just come here the second I get the rock climb thing, and if you did that, you see that broken thing over there, that would still be intact. And I say this because I've actually tried to do that, because I actually don't know why I tried to do it, but there was one time where I was like, let me be as I put it earlier, Sneaky Susan, or I think I said Sneaky Sal, whatever, Sneaky S name, and get up here before the whole galactic thing really goes down the shitter. And then I was met with that wall that was like, no, you ain't going nowhere, girl. You're gonna have to wait until Team Galactic breaks through that, because it's not really just a wall, it is like a mural, I believe it's called, which I don't know what a mural is. Because, you know, as much as I feel like people would be convinced that, you know, he sounds like he's fairly fluent in English, but like, there are still some odd words here and there that I'm like, what the hell is that? I've never heard this word before. Which I've tried my best to not have any words be like, you know, have it slip through the cracks, but sometimes you can't really help that shit. And now I'm just gonna go back and find him anyway. I just wanted to show that I could do that. Well, not show off to you, but prove to myself that I could do it. Because I usually like doing that when I get here. Is just, you know, try to sneak my way around. You know, as one does. And hopefully we're gonna be able to hit this thunder, because I did give Mahalan the wide lens, so that should be a 77%. Or actually, I don't know if it's a 10% increase or 10 percentage point increase. I don't know if that is a thing that is common knowledge. I'm not saying it to put my viewers down, but I just don't know if that is a thing that is, I don't know. Basically, that, you know, if a 10% increase of 70 would be 77, because 10% of 70 is 7, but a 10% percentage point increase would mean going from 70 to 80, because it's just a flat plus 10. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, because I'm sure you already know this. Or, I mean, that's a slippery slope. Like, do I assume you know things, or do I assume you don't know things? Either is kind of rude. Gosh, I don't know. Actually, no, I had nothing. Why do I always do that? I've noticed in editing that I do that, like, more than I should. That I start a sentence with, like, I start talking and it sounds like I know that what I'm gonna say, and then what comes out is just silence. Because I just know instinctively that, oh, I should say something new here, and then I start saying something new, and then it's like, oh shit, I didn't actually have a new thought. Oops. I hope it's not too noticeable that this is the first episode of the recording session. I try my best to warm up a little bit before I start recording. Like, I try to just start talking to myself about something. Like, it doesn't actually have to be anything in particular, but just that I am talking in general. Now I was talking about something that I wanted. I distinctively had thought that, oh, I should bring this up in the recording, but now I don't remember what it was. Dang it! Oh, he has 2 Houndour. Fun! Fun. Oh, good. I mean, I've gotten lucky with those, which I really shouldn't have. By the way, I suppose a small update in case, I guess not in case you were wondering, but I just want to keep a running update of, because I'm still doing that challenge run in Heart Gold, where I'm, it's a shiny run, basically, where we're trying to get through the game, getting 1 shiny per badge, as in, you cannot defeat a gym before you've gotten the gym. No, before you've gotten a shiny for that badge. So, like, for the first badge, you have to get your shiny starter, and then before you can enter the second gym, you have to get a second shiny Pokemon. Where I'm in, I got my shiny starter. I got a shiny Totodile. I got a shiny Ghastly in the Sprout Tower, and now I'm trying to work on a shiny Slugmite vibrating eggs, which is going to be my 3rd shiny Pokemon, so that I can enter the 3rd gym, which is Whitney. And for the longest time, because it started out with my friend that I'm doing the run with. He got a his shiny starter way ahead of me, and I was like, God damn it! I actually remember specifically when I learned about it. It was when I was recording a Pokemon Emerald episode. In the middle of recording, I was it was the episode where I was on Route 123, and I think the title is something 123-ish. Well, something about 123. And I just get a message, like a text from him, like, "Oh my god, I fucking got it!" And I'm like, just for the rest of the episode, I'm just, super salty that, "Oh my god, I can't believe it! You got the shiny!" But then I subsequently got my shiny starter and started grinding for the Ghastly, which I eventually got beforehand. Like, I got it on my... it was before the 2,000 mark. I think I had something like 1,700 wild encounters before I got the shiny. And I was just, immediately on to the next one. He got his second shiny Pokemon like 2 days ago or something. He has valiantly I think he had almost 9,000 wild encounters before he got his. And I am convinced that he's gonna get his next shiny like freaking oh, oops. Well, that was a nothing round. I'm convinced that he's gonna get his next shiny like tomorrow, just because he had such terrible luck, and now he got his shiny finally. And I mean, he can't have that terrible luck again. Like that, I refuse to believe. And actually, I got a shiny too yesterday. Because I was doing a Shitmon run, because I think I've talked about that on this channel, is that, a Shitmon is basically a Pokemon that is not very good, pretty much. Like, it's the Pokemon like Love Disc and Delcatty and Smeargle, like the Pokemon that are like, you can clearly tell is like, oh, that is not a good Pokemon. Like, Delibird, Corsola, like, those ones that you don't know anybody that actually uses them. And I was in the middle of doing a Pyukumuku run of in Ultra Sun, which I really wanted to do because I actually really like Pyukumuku because it's so cute. Like the fact that it has like an extendable arm, which I know that it's supposed to be its like innards, which is kind of gross, but if you just think about it as like well, it's not a second or third arm because it has no arms, but if you just think about it as an arm and not as its innards, it's pretty cute. See, I was doing a Pyukumuku run, and I had gotten all the way to the first trial. I hadn't entered it just yet, but I was just about to, and I just randomly ran through some grass, and it was the early point of the game, so I didn't really have any repels or anything. And lo and fucking behold, I encounter a wild, shiny Smeargle just out of fucking nowhere. And that is, like, it's been so long since I encountered, just a shiny Pokemon without looking for it actively. Like, I have found, I found the shiny Ghastly and the shiny Totodile in my shiny only run, but then I was, actively looking for them, and pretty much every other shiny I've gotten has been through, like, shiny breeding or SOS chaining, when the odds are a lot higher. Like, they're not even 1 in 1,000, they're even higher than that. But this was like an honest to God 1 in 4,000 chance, and I just got it, just randomly. I wasn't even looking for it. Like, I think the last time that happened, where I just got a random shiny was like several years ago when I encountered a shiny Rattata in Pokemon Heart Gold while doing a Nuzlocke run. I remember that very clearly because I was just doing a Nuzlocke run, and as I think most people have as a clause is that, you know, if you encounter a shiny, you are allowed to use it, because what are the fucking odds that you're gonna encounter a shiny Pokemon? So like if that 1 in 8,000, or in the newer games 1 in 4,000 chance actually happens, then, you know, sure, go right ahead and use it, because with that luck, you deserve it. And I remember I named him Balder because wow, I've never said that out loud in English, and that makes it sound like, you know, he's like a balding rat or something. But no, the Balder is a Norse god, and he's generally like linked with, you know, light, and he's kind of I think I read somewhere that he's kind of like a Jesus allegory, like he's the, I don't know if that is a thing in a lot of different religions, but, you know, in a lot of religions you can kind of feel that, you know, they've had some Christian influences. Like with Norse mythology, Balder is he's a later addition to the mythology, I believe. And he's like he's very Jesus, like very much like the Jesus-y type, if you can call it that. Like he's like very kind and like warm-hearted, and, you know, all those different things. And he dies a death of like, oh no, like he's pretty much sacrificed. Okay, yeah, because that was a thing, because he was invulnerable to all damage, except for, what was it like a thorn bush, but it was, like, but they didn't include that because it was so young, or something like that. But Loki made, like, an arrow out of that material, that plant material, that I don't know the name of, and made a blind guy shoot him, because, you know, because they pretty much made a game out of it, because since he was invulnerable to all damage, they would, like, shoot arrows at him and throw axes at him, pretty much just because, like, haha, you can't be hurt, so why not just make a game out of it? And then he shot him, and, you know, he dies, you know, kind of like Jesus. And I don't really remember much else. I think he comes back either, like, I think it is, like, in when Ragnarok happens, like, that's when he comes back or something. I don't remember. And actually you can see it in Hindu mythology too. Well, not mythology, Hindu, I believe. Religion is what you, whatever. In Hindu, the mythos of the Hindu, I believe Krishna is very, like, Jesus-y. Like, there's, I don't know if it's agreed upon or if it's just, like, a theory that Krishna is very much like the Hindu answer to Christian mythology, pretty much. Or, like, the story of Jesus. Because Krishna is basically, like, the Christian story has a lot of allegories to the story of Jesus, pretty much, which is kind of fascinating. Because I actually had, like, a year of religion in university, and I actually kind of liked it. Like, it was pretty stressful because, you know, university, but I genuinely am interested by religion, because it's, well, I don't really care about, like, the thoughts and all that. Like, I don't know how to explain it really. I like the myths, like, oh, how did the Hindus think about how the world was created, like, those kinds of things is fascinating to me. and like learning about how the religion came to be, and whatever. I like a lot of aspects of religion, a lot of aspects of studying it, at least. Not so much actual religion in real life. Like, I'm definitely not like one of those like very adamant atheists that are like, we should abolish all religion is evil and stupid. Like, I'm not really at that point, because like, I believe, for example, modern Protestant Christianity is okay for the most part, because it's very like, at least where I live, it's very like placid, and it's very much just like, oh, it's about, happiness and the finding the love of God and Jesus, and it's not something that negatively affects anyone or anything whatsoever, really. So that is fine. But I'm definitely in the mindset that, like, for example, religion has nothing to do with politics. I don't think it's right that any kind of religion, like, I'm not speaking of any specific religions, but religion just in general doesn't have a place. It should not have power over anything. Like, that is a problem I have, like, and that is what like, for example, now that religion is getting separate, church and state is being separated, and all that, like, that is, I approve, because, like, no, religion, what are you doing? You're not supposed to have power. I don't know. I suppose you could call me an atheist. I suppose that is what I am. But I don't really like calling myself that, because there are so many atheists that are like the super adamant, fuck all religion kind of atheists. Like pretty much, the quote-unquote fedora atheists that are like, oh, well, I'm super smart because I'm an atheist. Like, ugh. Gag move a spoon. Like, even if that is actually one thing that I think is an important point of, even though you are right, and even though I do agree with a lot of what they're saying at the core, I think it's also important not only to be right in an argument, but also to be the kind of person that you would want to agree with, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter if you are right, if the way you say it makes you come off as an asshole that people don't want to. Like, because the thing about, like, when you're having a discussion, you do kind of want to the other people, well, the other side, to, at the very least, understand your side, and maybe even, like, your goal might be for them to agree with you. And then, but then why are you being an asshole about it? Nobody wants to agree with an asshole. Like, people would reluctantly agree with you, but, like, I don't know, because my point is just that I don't even know, because the thing that should be most important should be that you are right. If you're right, you're right, and that should be the most important. Sure, and on paper, and, logically, yes, I do agree with that, but we're not talking about, we are not robots. We don't work on 100% logic. We do also have an emotional side that, obviously shouldn't have any power over us when we're, debating about serious stuff. But it is a fact that we do let our emotions control us sometimes. So then, like, it's the whole thing about debate with ethos and logos with, like, obviously logos should be the only important part, because, like, if you're right, and that should be the end of it. But it is, like, it is a reason why ethos is so important. It is because appealing to, well, no, yeah, that is ethos, because pathos is emotion, but ethos, oh god, now I'm getting it all mixed up. Basically, it's just that logos is not the only important part of a debate. It also is, yeah, because ethos is if you are believable or not. If you're a person that you would want to believe in, I guess. And then, of course, pathos is just, you know, pure emotion. Like, if you, if you're a bleeding cripple in a wheelchair, then that's gonna evoke some pathos. Or if you're showing starving children on TV around Christmas time, which is such a scumbag move, by the way, because that's the thing you see a lot around Christmas time, is the ads for, like, you know, save the children and, you know, poverty-stricken areas, like, and you just see that the video of, like, very sad kids looking up at the camera like, oh. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not a monster, of course that's sad, but it does feel a little manipulative that they show that right before, like, a fucking Christmas movie or something. Like, maybe think about how good you have it, maybe you could donate some money, like, you know. I don't know, it is smart, but it is a little like, come on. Oh lord. I suppose actually right after this battle is a good stopping point, because now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this. Yeah, I suppose so, because next is the Mars and Jupiter battle, and that's the whole thing, and I'm already at 28 minutes. God, why can I never stop these at a reasonable time? Swear to God. Well, I suppose with that, I'm gonna be seeing you guys in the next time. Goodbye.